Hey, how's it going? Okay, this little short clip here of George's mom speaking and what she has to say about this case.
Reprisals. The only thing that makes him a racist is the agenda, the political agenda and the money agenda.
So she's saying, and it's very clear to me that she's absolutely right, that they've got a political agenda afoot. That's how Obama got reelected. They really needed this case and such a division among the races to get Obama reelected. One of the things that I want to say this in the nicest way I can, but I don't know how to say it any other way. But for some reason, black people had, not all black people, just some, had lost support, or they stopped supporting Obama sometime around probably 2 years ago, and they didn't really care much for his policies because they weren't helping them. All the things that he had promised, wasn't working out. These people were losing jobs. They're poorer today than they ever were, ever in the history of America. And so the only way Obama could regain their support is to create some sort of a major issue and become part of it, become the middle of it. So indeed, that's what he did. The case, this case was completely a political case. He gained a huge amount of support because of this case. He came out and said things about the stand your ground law and how that needs to be reexamined. And he said that, Trayvon could have been my son based on his looks, based on the fact that he's black. I mean, could you imagine George Bush ever saying that? Some black guy shoots a white kid that was beating up the black guy, and then George Bush comes out and says, well, Jimmy could have been my son because, of course, he's white and looks a lot like George Bush. Black people would have gone crazy. They would have called him a racist because he's pointing to the fact that the kid that got shot looks like the president, even though the black guy that shot him was shooting in self-defense. But for some reason, the mainstream media and white people in general are afraid to talk about racism because they've always felt like they were the one being racism charges were being directed at. And that's the point of this video. From now on, I believe that people need to charge racism where racism exists. So if you see somebody being a racist, point it out. Don't be afraid. I don't care if you're white, black, yellow, Chinese, Mexican. I don't care. If you see racism, point it out. If it happens to be a black person like Al Sharpton that's being a racist, point it out. Say it out loud. He's a racist. So let's play this little clip.
It makes me feel that there is no way to defend somebody when you said racist.
And that's how she feels. I can imagine how she feels. What a horrible, horrible feeling, because here you have a son that's done everything right. I mean, he's made some mistakes in his young life, but now he's really fixed himself up. He's going out of his way. He's spending time, his own time and money and effort to mentor black youths. He stepped up and put his own life in danger to assist a black man who was a homeless man that his own community, the black community, had pretty much tossed to the curb. They were done with him. But he supported this guy, a black guy. So if he's a racist and he's supporting black people, he's a weird racist, a really strange racist, huh? But nothing that you say can ever reduce the fact that these racists, and I call them, they're all racist, every single one of them, the ones that suggest that George is a racist, they don't know the facts. They're just saying it based on what they hear on the news. They are racist because they look at skin color. They're only looking at skin color in this case. They don't care about the facts. They're looking and they're saying, well, wait a minute. George was white and he shot a guy that was black. So George is wrong. That's racist. And so I call him out. Racist. You are a racist if you believe that. So every single one of Trayvon supporters that I've been talking to, that every time they make a point, like for example in the beginning when I started making videos, they would say something like, "There is no evidence that George ever got hit. There's no evidence. There's no damage to his head. We've seen the police video. He's walking out of the police car. He's got no injuries to his head. So the only thing we can assume is that he shot this kid and lied about it, all based on race." And once we got the true evidence and we got the pictures of the bloody skull and the broken nose and all that other stuff that they were saying didn't exist, well, immediately they switched their argument from it didn't exist to it wasn't sufficient. And of course, we know the law says that when you're in fear for your life, you don't have to have received deadly injuries to use deadly force. You only have to have used if somebody's attacking me and they get me down on the ground, immediately I'm going to be in fear for my life. Whether, if I can't get up and I can't get out of the situation and the person is doing everything they can to take me out, I don't know how far they're going to go. I have no way of knowing. So believe me when I tell you, if you get me on the ground and start swinging on me and I have a gun, you're dead. End of story. And you know what? I won't even feel guilty about it. I might feel bad that somebody died. I don't want to see anybody die. But I won't feel guilty about using deadly force. And when they come and say, Pinky here killed a black guy that was attacking him, so Pinky's a racist, I'm going to point back and say, no, 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 no. You guys are the racists because you're pointing to skin color. I'm pointing to facts of the case. The facts of the case are one guy's beating the shit out of the other guy. That's the fact of the case. Who cares what color they are? But since we're going to bring up color and since we're going to discuss color because the racists insist, then we will. And from now on, we'll call them what they are. They're racist. Al Sharpton and all the Romney, I'm sorry, not Romney, all of the Trayvon supporters that have changed their tune with each fact that comes out and insisted that Trayvon was the victim, even though he was the one doing all the attacking, and there's absolutely no evidence that George ever laid a finger on Trayvon, not even a finger, then I'm going to call him racist. This is it. So you guys that read my video, watch my videos and read my comments, I just want you to know that absolutely, if you're calling any of us racists, then I point that back at you and I say you are 100% racist. So good talking to you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.